confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today comes to 77,198. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 2,991. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 466, with total confirmed deaths at 50. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich, filling in for Jin Chun. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, June 17th. The growing movement to bring awareness to racial injustice, police brutality, and social inequalities is prompting California leaders to call for change within the state. Members of Governor Gavin Newsom's task force on business and jobs recovery issued an open letter this week calling on business and civic leaders to take action to build a more inclusive, resilient economy. The letter, signed by California leaders from across a diverse range of economic and social sectors, outlines how people of color are disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. It states how unemployment and racism in policing and income disparities across ethnicities and genders are prevalent despite California being the world's fifth largest economy. The task force urges leaders in California to take a stance on racial equity in businesses and institutions, work to create jobs that are inclusive, sustainable, and provide opportunities for growth for all Californians. Create policies that can correct the past and improve the future. Companies are also asked to ensure employees across the board are provided with enough PPEs in the workplace, testing made accessible in communities of color, and access to health care for prevention and treatment. Leaders also pointed out the need to address the long-term housing crisis in California and consider collaborating with organizations to design jobs and programs for California's diverse youth. Popular brands recognized on store shelves will be going away permanently, with plans to return with new branding. Quaker Oats says their brand Aunt Jemima will be retiring after more than 130 years, as the company acknowledges the name has ties to a racial stereotype. They plan to completely rebrand and repackage their pancakes and syrups. While Aunt Jemima's appearance on the syrup bottle has evolved over time, many have criticized the image of Aunt Jemima still perpetuates racist stereotypes dating back to the era of slavery. PepsiCo, which owns Quaker Oats, also announced a 5-year, $400 million initiative to lift up Black communities and increase Black representation at the company. And this morning, the owner of Uncle Ben's brand of rice announced it will get an overhaul in response to concerns about racial stereotyping. This news came just hours after Quaker Oats announced the Aunt Jemima brand would be retiring. A spokesperson for Mars, which owns Uncle Ben's, says the company is listening to the voices of consumers, especially in the Black community, and recognizes now is the right time to evolve the brand, including its visual identity. Land O'Lakes also made changes to their branding and announced earlier this year that it would no longer use the Native American woman who had been the face of the packaging on butter, cheese, and other products since the late 1920s. In the wake of nationwide protests against racial injustice, major corporate leaders have begun making changes to address long-time racial insensitivities. Companies like Nike, Twitter, Peloton, Facebook, Netflix, Verizon, and Disney have all weighed in on the movement for change, stating they stand with the Black community, vowing to step up. Facebook donated $10 million to groups fighting racial inequality. Fitness startup Peloton donated $500,000 to the NAACP's Legal Defense Fund. Nike reversed its iconic "Just Do It" slogan, saying, "For once, don't do it." Netflix and Disney shared the same sentiment. Netflix tweeted, "To be silent is to be complicit. Black Lives Matter." The streaming service announced they would donate $120 million to historically Black colleges. Verizon announced it will donate $10 million to a variety of social justice organizations, including the National Urban League and NAACP. Here locally, Torrance headquartered and family-owned Centinela Feed and Pet Supplies promised to uphold a zero-tolerance work environment and practice policies that stand against any type of discrimination. Children's Hospital Los Angeles was ranked one of the top children's hospitals in the Western United States and the 5th best in the nation. CHLA President and CEO Paul Viviano says this honor affirms the work of every CHLA team member. He also says to make the best children's hospital honor roll, one must demonstrate the strongest achievements in clinical excellence with a matchless team of expert, compassionate specialists committed to research and education, as well as protocols that drive safety and quality and consistently lead to the best health outcomes for patients. The hospital also earned top 10 rankings in the following categories of cancer, cardiology, heart surgery, neonatal care, orthopedic, and neurology. Children's Hospital was founded in 1901 and sees more than 600,000 patients per year between its main hospital and 5 neighborhood care clinics, including the South Bay Outpatient Center on Torrance Boulevard near Madrona Avenue. The ranking was released by the U.S. News and World Report. Thanks to the Federal Emergency Management Agency Public Assistance Program, California's Great Plates Delivered program will be extended to July 10th. The program provides older adults and seniors at risk from COVID-19 to stay home and stay healthy by having 3 nutritious meals delivered daily. This also provides essential economic stimulus to local businesses struggling to stay afloat during the COVID-19 health crisis. Participants must be at least 65 years old and have an underlying health condition or have a level of risk of infection for adults 60 to 64. There is a screening process done over the phone to verify eligibility. And for restaurants looking to partner with the state and be a food provider, they must be able to follow nutritional requirements like offer low-sodium meals that include fresh fruits and vegetables. You can go online to covid19.ca.gov for more information. Los Angeles County health officials stressed again today at their daily news conference the importance of taking precaution to minimize the risk of transmission. LA County Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer says countywide nearly 3,000 new deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. She says physical distancing should be maintained at all times, as well as wearing a face covering whenever you need to be around other people not in your household. The county's public health website also shared these suggestions for staying safe. Choose wisely and avoid the 3 C's: confined spaces, crowds, and close contact with others. Take steps to reduce your risk by washing hands often, wearing a face covering, avoid touching your face, clean surfaces touched by others, increase ventilation by going outside or opening windows, keep interactions short, and giving yourself space from others. And lastly, plan ahead. Stay informed by calling or asking about safety measures before going to a restaurant or place of worship, salon, or the gym. Be flexible and willing to change activities to avoid crowds, confined spaces, or close contact with others. A local business is adding new products to their lineup, paving the way for the future amid the coronavirus health crisis. Doug Mockett & Company, Inc. has been on the forefront of going above and beyond during the coronavirus, making frontline workers thousands of 3D printed face mask extenders, resin visors with flexible arms, along with face shields. Now, the fine architectural hardware company that designs, manufactures, and distributes office and computer furniture components is making products to make your office and home space safer. They created privacy panel systems and sneeze guards for personal workspace and a no-touch door handle cuff, a more hygienic approach to operating traditional interior doors. You simply rest your forearm into the cuff and press down on the door handle. They are also offering hardware kits to help you work from home easier, including power grommets, wire management, and more. To check out their products, head to mockit.com. Despite a petition to keep the happiest place closed a little while longer, theme park officials at Disneyland released new guidelines for how the park will look and feel once they open on July 17th. Disneyland's phased reopening approach includes visitors and cast members being required to have their temperature taken prior to entering the theme park. Face coverings will be required by all, with additional hand washing stations and physical barriers installed throughout the park. Theme park capacity will be reduced to enable physical distancing, add appropriate signs to help guests move responsibly throughout the property. Cashless transactions will be recommended to minimize interaction between guests and employees, and there will be enhanced cleaning and sanitation protocols in place. Parades and certain experiences like meet and greets that draw large crowds or have close interactions will be on hold for now. Park goers will also need to make a reservation to get inside. For now, there will be a temporary pause on new ticket sales and annual passport sales and renewals. July 17th is exactly 1 month away, and it marks the anniversary of the first day the park opened 65 years ago. Speaking of anniversaries, here's a little bit of history for you. Today marks the 130 years ago that the U.S. received one of the most monumental gifts of friendship, the Statue of Liberty. Dismantled and shipped in 214 crates, the Statue of Liberty arrives in New York as a gift from the people of France to the U.S. in 1885. The statue was to commemorate the alliance of France and the U.S. during the American Revolution. It faces east, greeting incoming ships and visitors while also looking back towards her birthplace in France. President Grover Cleveland, a former New York governor, dedicated the statue on October 28, 1886, in front of thousands of spectators. The statue, originally known as Liberty Enlightening the World, was designed by a French sculptor in the form of a robed female figure representing Libertas, the Roman god of liberty. Her uplifted arm holds a torch. Members of the Torrance City Council met virtually again to discuss city business at the weekly City Council meeting. During the nearly 4.5-hour-long meeting, 2 new members were appointed to the city's planning commission, including first-time appointee Elizabeth Pino, along with reappointment of Robert Rudolph. Candidates called in and council members voted on their top candidates. Their terms began on July 1st. Council members also got the chance to decide which committees and commissions they'd like to chair and be a council liaison to. These ranged from strategic planning to transportation, employee relations and public safety to community planning and design. City Council also concurred with staff recommendations to approve the revised plans for the 2021 operating budget, with the police and fire budgets deferred to be brought back in the first quarter of fiscal year 2021. Several resolutions repealing old orders and adopting new ones, including one to ensure oversized vehicles are not parked overnight in city-owned parking lots. The City Council also announced upcoming dark nights through the end of the year. And City Manager Leroy Jackson gave updates on the city's ongoing efforts during the COVID-19 health crisis and the city's recovery efforts moving forward. You can catch replays of the entire meeting tonight and tomorrow at 10 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. due to the meeting's extended length. It can be seen here on City Cable, over the air on 25.2, streaming online and on demand on YouTube. The city's Community Development Department proposed a solution to City Council members last night to address the concerns of many restaurant owners faced with limited serving capacity due to COVID-19 restrictions. Staff presented a pilot program for outdoor dining in downtown Torrance as a way to boost the local economy and draw shoppers and diners back to a popular Torrance destination. Plans included an al fresco-style dining experience offering sidewalk and parklet dining options. Close to 20 businesses in downtown Torrance have said they're interested in the program. The presentation included a mock-up of what one of the streets in downtown Torrance could look like. Parking lot event permit fees would be covered by the City Business Assistance Program. The pilot program is proposed for the summer months of July through September and only on the weekends. The Office of Economic Development, along with Public Works, General Services, and Community Development, would help facilitate the street closures, city's insurance, and security, and provide communal dining tables. Council members shared enthusiasm for the program and expressed they welcome the idea, and also shared some concern for parking limitations as well as safety of pedestrians. This would allow restaurants who are currently limited to serving at 60% capacity to increase their ability to serve more customers. Council voted to move forward with the program. Retiring Superintendent Dr. George Mannon was given a big thank you and surprise at the recent Board of Education meeting. The Torrance Unified School Board unanimously voted to name the district's state-of-the-art aquatic center facility after Dr. Mannon. Under his leadership, bond measures were passed by the community to fund the much-needed aquatic center. School officials say because of Dr. Mannon's vision and leadership, the district was able to build its first ever brand new competition-sized facility. This is just one of the many major changes that took place under Dr. Mannon's guidance over the past 15 years. Thanks to him, every school in the district was able to modernize with upgrades, including adding new gyms to auditoriums to school campuses. City Cable sat down with Dr. Mannon and several of his colleagues for an in-depth look back at his time here in Torrance and all of his accomplishment at the school district. Dr. Mannon's last day is June 30th, with interim superintendent Dr. Tim Stowe officially taking over beginning July 1st. As unique graduation events, drive-by diplomas, and social distance goodbyes take place this month, we want to continue celebrating our class of 2020 and your big milestone. Whether it's a preschool promotion or college graduation and every milestone in between, send us your photo and let us know what school you are graduating from. We'll be sure to share it on our show. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. With Father's Day coming up, we want to celebrate dads, father figures, and other men in your life. Email us a photo of your special person, his name, and we'll be sure to share it on our Father's Day show. That's coming up on Sunday, June 21st. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and reflect how Torrance truly cares. As all things came to a stop due to COVID-19, students on the Torrance Youth Council also had to postpone and eventually cancel all upcoming meetings after March. The 17-member group of teens is an advisory board to the Torrance City Council on matters regarding youth in the city. It's comprised of 2 members representing each of the Torrance high schools, along with El Camino College, Sherry, and the California Academy of Math and Science. And as the school year came to an end, members on the Torrance Youth Council put together a scrapbook to remember their journey this past year. What great memories they'll take even despite the health pandemic. What a wonderful way to see how members of our community of all ages continue to show how Torrance cares. Now, if you have a great story or have pictures or videos you'd like to share or just want to say hello, please email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Stay informed by signing up at torranceca.gov/torrancealerts. Subscribe to City Cable's YouTube channel and be sure to like the city's Facebook page. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Ben McCain joins us live to bring you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.